The number of new COVID cases in WA has surged past 7,000 again as the Premier conceded he's no longer sure when a peak in numbers will be reached or whether it may have already arrived. There was one death recorded. A woman in her 80s with COVID died on Sunday. 180 people are now in hospital with 6 in intensive care.
With the Premier talking gun laws, the police were hitting their targets. But it's less clear whether a peak in WA's COVID cases is within range.
It's very hard to determine. I mean, modelling said it would be between the 14th and 18th of March. We obviously had over 7,000 cases today. Very hard to determine.
The Premier conceding he couldn't be sure it wasn't already here.
Have you asked the Chief Health Officer when does Dr Andy Robertson expect that we'll arrive at a peak?
We do talk about it a lot, but obviously there's modelling and there's predictions and then there's the real world, and we're going through the real world.
In that real world, the industries hit by restrictions would like more details.
Whilst we're stuck with sort of level 2 restrictions that are unending, it's going to spell the death knell for many hospitality businesses and staff.
There's also concern a more transmissible variant of Omicron could mean cases are slow to fall after any peak.
It might be a very sort of smooth top hill rather than a pointy mountain because you're now struggling with this BA2 variant in bigger numbers.
The government has promised a review of level 2 restrictions will be finished next week, but for some, that's not soon enough.
Do it now, give the business some certainty so they know what's coming. Don't just drag this out and wait until the end of the month.
It would be good to have a bit of a, as they say, roadmap out of this that tells people what are the triggers they're looking for, what those steps might look like.
For now, those triggers remain a mystery. James Carmody, ABC News.